Danielle Smith is proposing to make Alberta the only province where parents have to now opt in, or put another way, actively ask for sexual health education. This is not just a bureaucratic change. This will result in thousands and thousands and thousands of kids being left out of this program, a program that teaches safe sex, birth control, consent. And when it comes to sex education programming, by no means should the approval of those educational materials be handled at all by the UCP cabinet. When it comes to gender-affirming healthcare, Smith's new policy represents government interference in what should be a collaborative and private decision between parents, their child. Danielle Smith and her cabinet are, quite honestly, the last people who should be inserting themselves into people's lives this way. Ironically, Danielle Smith has actually taken away their freedom of choice. At its core, Danielle Smith is playing dangerous politics with the lives of young people. It is my firm belief that the plan to inject the UCP cabinet into the process of reviewing materials related to sexual health is the first step towards bringing pro-life education into our schools. And if that isn't the case, I am calling on Danielle Smith to confirm today that under no circumstances will her government either limit access to sexual health education or invite the opportunity for children to be subjected to pro-life programming. And Smith is using this highly sensitive issue and the misinformation surrounding it to distract, to divide, and to ask Albertans to look away from the many issues that she and her government are actually failing on. Healthcare is in crisis all across the country, but only in Alberta has the government blown up the system and threatened to fire nurses. Calgary just became the most expensive city in the country because of costs that the provincial government directly manages: insurance, utilities, rent increases. And when it comes to education, the real crisis is that Alberta's public education system has gone from being world-leading to suffering from the lowest per capita funding in the country. I'm so deeply, deeply concerned for what this means for transgendered and other marginalized youth within the queer community. In Alberta, we are currently experiencing an epidemic, an unprecedented number of deaths by suicide amongst children in child protective services. We have an unprecedented number of houseless children right now. For the Premier to suggest that the protection for a child is to go to a system which our child advocate just said last week is broken, is tone deaf and cruel and mean-spirited.